Welcome back everyone to the channel for another video. This is Q50 Beast. Today we have the much anticipated 1986 Mustang SVO. Just look at this thing. This is a proper drag car. This is an exact example of what a pony car should look like. This car came out in the time period where the EPA was putting a lot of pressure on these muscle cars and automakers to conform to the new regulations. Just look at how unique this thing is. I mean, the offset hood scoop. It's just an amazing car. It was an extremely fun build, and I'm quite sure it's going to be very popular for the drag heads. All right, but enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the tune. All right. Starting with the engine, we're not going to go with the stock 4-cylinder. We're going to go with the 6.2 liter. Listen to that thing. Here's the stock engine. Now we're going to go with the 6.2 liter. All right, so let's go ahead and install that. We're going to leave it rear wheel drive, and we're going to twin turbo this thing. It's so light we couldn't get the power down with the supercharger right now, so we're going to go with the twin turbos. We're going to go with the race intake, race fuel system. We're going to go with the race ignition and the race exhaust. It sounds good. We're going to race valves, and we're going with the race cams and valves, and we're going with the race engine block. We're also going with the race pistons and compressions, and we're going to upgrade those turbos, those twin turbos. We're going to go with the race intercooler and no oil cooler, and we're going to go with the race flywheel for this build. All right, going over to the brakes. Of course, we got to do race brakes to get this thing started, and of course, we're going to go with race springs, race front anti-roll bars, race rear anti-roll bars. We're going to do nothing with the chassis reinforcement, and we're going to do a full weight reduction on the car as light as possible. We're going to get this thing up and down the track. We're going to go with the race clutch, a race transmission. We're going to do the race drive line, and of course the race differential. All right, moving over to the tires. We're going to do the drag tire compound because we're going to do a drag build. And we didn't widen the front wheel, we left it alone, and we went with 345s in the back. It looks pretty good. All right, look at the wheels. Find the lightest wheels possible. These aren't the lightest possible, but I like the way they look on the car. You can find some a little bit lighter. We also went with 18s. You'll be quicker with the original tire, 18 in the rear as well. But we went with 18s just for aesthetics. I like the way it looks. We extended the rear track width and just a little bit in the front and give it a proper drag stance. All right, going over to the aero, we did nothing with the front, and we blanked the wing off. I always wanted the wing blanked. This one looked pretty good and gave us the best top speed, but I wanted it blanked. And this is the stock one. I'm sure people can be very creative with this one as well, but I wanted the blanked look, so that's what we did. I've been wanting that for the last couple Forza games, and we finally got a Mustang that's blanked out in the rear. All right, we didn't do this side skirts. It came with some mud flaps and it'll slow the car down. We didn't do it. So 31.5 in the front for tire pressure and 15 in the rear so we can get that power down. Went with 274 gears. Our first gear is 3.82. Second gear is 2.46. Third gear is 1.80. Fourth gear is 1.40. Fifth gear 1. And our final gear, sixth gear, is 0.75 to help with that top speed. Alignment, we didn't touch it. In the front, we went with 45.90 in the front anti-roll bars and all the way hard in the rear. Springs all the way soft in the front and all the way hard in the rear. We did not touch the ride height at all. The car already looks good the way it is, and it actually performs in hooks with the original height. All right, soft in the front for rebound stiffness and all the way hard in the rear for rebound stiffness. Bump stiffness all the way hard in the front and all the way soft in the rear. We did nothing with aero. We did nothing with the brake and nothing with the differential. And here's the share code if you're interested in this tune. All right, we heated the tires up a little bit. You're gonna see our launch, and this thing takes off. This light body gets up and down the track. Look at it get through the gears. It sounds amazing. Look at those dual shake on there. Look at that. This car gets down the track at 186 plus. And here's what it sounds like inside the car. The car sounds amazing, looks pretty cool, the retro look, the 80s look, I love it. All right, so here we are in a quarter of a mile. Let's see what we can put down. Easy launch. This thing gets up and down the track. Look at it flow. Look at those duals. Look at it get up and down the track. And we put over 162 miles per hour in a quarter of a mile. And this is what it looks like when it leaves. Remember guys, in an old game, if you're running 150 miles per hour in a quarter of a mile, you are moving. I hope you've enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. This is Q50 Beast. Peace out.